Hey guys, Karoline Leavitt, Donald Trump's press secretary, is not messing around. She just issued a blunt message to federal workers who don't want to go back to the office. This is kind of crazy. Check it out.
Caroline, Catholic Relief Services, which helps vulnerable people around the globe, is urging President Trump to continue funding their organization. Your response, please.
Sure. Well, I would defer you to the State Department on which foreign organizations or organizations that work overseas, humanitarian aid organizations, will continue to be funded. Secretary Rubio has been tasked with now being the acting administrator of USAID. As you all know, we have streamlined USAID into the State Department. Hey, Rachel. And so we want to ensure that we're being good stewards of the American taxpayers' dollars. He is currently going line by line to ensure that foreign aid to private organizations, public organizations, or government organizations aligns with America's interests. So I defer you to them. Sure, Libby.
2% of federal employees have accepted that buyout that was offered. Is that less than the White House was anticipating?
Well, the last time I checked in with Office of Personnel and Management, there was more than 40,000 individuals, federal workers, who had accepted the buyout program. We expect that number to increase, and that alone, just the 40,000, again, we expect it to increase. It's going to save the American people tens of millions of dollars, and we encourage federal workers in this city to accept the very generous offer. If they don't want to show up to the office, if they want to rip the American people off, then they're welcome to take this buyout, and we'll find highly competent individuals who want to fill these roles.
Just to follow up on that, after that deadline tonight passes, I know a lot of people at the White House have said there's still going to be widespread layoffs that would come imminently. Can you expand more on what that would look like?
I was just asked that on television. I have not been part of the discussions about the layoffs in particular. I'm not even sure if that's true. I can check and get back to you.
Meredith? Oh, I was going to ask if you have any updates on the meeting with the lawmakers since we went on this afternoon.
I understand the meeting is still ongoing, and it was been quite some time. They're talking about the budget and the priorities from this administration, the tax priorities.
Tax cuts, if I could. The House Republicans are floating the idea of a 5-year extension of the Trump tax cuts. President Trump wants it permanent. Would he sign a bill that has just a 5-year extension?
So I'm glad you brought up taxes. Do you mind holding this so I can bring my receipts? I like to bring the receipts. So these are the tax priorities of the Trump administration that the president has laid out for members in that meeting today. No tax on tips, which is obviously a very public campaign promise that the president made. No tax on seniors' Social Security. No tax on overtime pay. Renewing President Trump's 2017 middle-class tax cuts. Again, these are the president's priorities. Adjusting the SALT cap, eliminate all the special tax breaks for billionaire sports team owners, close the carried interest tax deduction loophole, tax cuts for Made in America products. This will be the largest tax cut in history for middle-class working Americans. The president is committed to working with Congress to get this done.
Whoa, guys, so there's a lot to break down there. But first of all, thanks for watching the video, leaving a like, guys. Every single like helps out the channel. I appreciate all the support, guys. Let's break this down, though. Federal workers, the buyout, the return to the office debate, 40,000 federal workers have already taken the buyout, which is saving taxpayers tens of millions of dollars. Now, why is the government paying workers who refuse to return to the office? Why were we paying these workers who'd say, no, I'm not coming to the office. I refuse. Imagine a world where this is happening. Should we be rewarding people who don't want to show up for work? I mean, this is crazy. Are these buyouts an effective way to cut waste in the government? I think so. And what's going to happen to those vacant roles? Will the administration bring in workers who are actually committed, or is this a way of trimming the fat for the overbloated bureaucracy that we already have? And when it comes to encouraging more federal workers to take the buyout, is this an efficient way to streamline government spending? I mean, could this lead to even larger layoffs in the near future? Think about the potential here, guys. And should the government have the ability to fire employees who refuse to come back? And all of these are very valid questions and stuff, but guys, just imagine again, all of these federal workers that we as Americans are paying. We are paying them every day with our tax dollars, and they refuse to come to work. But foreign aid, let's talk about that. Foreign aid's being reviewed line by line with U.S. interests. So you got to again ask these questions. Should American taxpayers be funding private organizations overseas? What do you think? Is the U.S. responsible for solving global humanitarian crises? Or should we prioritize problem right here at home? And how can we ensure that aid money is actually being used effectively? Karoline Catholic Relief Services is urging President Trump to continue funding their work. But should religious organizations rely on government funding, or should private donations sustain them? And where should we draw the line on foreign aid? Great questions, guys. Let's talk about those tax priorities. Is it a big win for the middle class? Because Trump is pushing for some pretty major tax cuts. I don't know if you heard everything in that video, but no tax on tips, which is going to be a huge relief for the service industry workers. No tax on Social Security for seniors. I mean, shouldn't this have been a law all along? No tax on overtime pay, and that obviously incentivizes hard work. And then he's extending Trump's 2017 middle-class tax cuts. And just think about the impact that this is going to have on the economy. Cutting taxes on made-in-America products could be a major boost for U.S. manufacturing. And Trump wants these cuts to be permanent. While House Republicans are considering just a 5-year extension, Trump is pushing them to say, no, this doesn't ever need to end. So is Congress going to cave to political games, or are they going to deliver real relief for U.S. workers? Why do Democrats fight against tax cuts so much for hardworking Americans while supporting massive government spending? It doesn't make sense to me. If you want to be the people's government, if you want to be the people's party, why? Why would you be against tax cuts? These people are working so hard, and we're already paying so much in money, so much in taxes. Let's look at the bigger picture, though. The 2024 election and economic policy. Think about these policies and how they shape the 2024 election, guys. Biden, of course, tried to take credit for everything, and now Trump's coming in. He's making these tax cuts. I think that was a big reason that Biden lost. And that's how Trump is differentiating himself from Biden's economic failures, is he's coming in and saying, guys, I'm actually here for the American people. But what we have to have is some government accountability. And we're finally seeing a crackdown on waste. This administration is actually making progress, cutting down bloated government spending. So will this shift in government policy towards a leaner, more efficient system be sustained? I don't know. I guess it's more to find out. Okay, guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Are these tax cuts that are happening, are these spending reforms good for America? Let me know. Give me your comments. What should the government do about workers that are refusing to return to the office? Do you agree with Trump's plan where he's like, guys, we gotta let y'all go? He's giving them a buyout. Which is great for them, I guess. But, I mean, would you have even been harder and said, no, there's no buyout. You're not coming to work. You're fired. It's over. Drop a comment. Do you support Trump's tax plan and the push for permanent cuts? I just love it, guys, because y'all know me. I can't stand paying taxes, especially when my taxes are going to things that I don't support and that I'm not for, and where I feel like the government's not even asking for our opinion as voters. So do you support the Trump tax cuts? Let me know down in the comments. And guys, don't forget, leave a like. Hey, if you're not a subscriber, consider joining the difference, guys. Subscribing to the channel. And hey, even go crazy. Become a channel member. I appreciate, guys, again, all the love, all the support from everyone. Guys, you'll have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm going to be back later with another update. So again, be sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you then.